Welcome to Nafpaktos, a charming town on the north shore of the Gulf of Corinth. This weekend, we're diving into its cultural paths, exploring its castle, its seaside vibes, and of course, some delicious local food. Let's get started. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Elena, and my goal is to help you eat well, travel better, and learn some history along the way. Hey guys, so I just got here to Nafpaktos. We're spending 2 nights here and then we're going to another place. The view here, look, this is view from the balcony. We're going to have lunch soon and explore. Our base for the weekend was Hotel Akti, right on Gribovo beach. I stayed in a double room with sea views and honestly, waking up to the sparkling Gulf of Corinth is such a treat. The hotel also has a little art collection downstairs, which gives it a creative touch. It's just a 3-star, but the location couldn't be better. Everything's within walking distance, including the port. So I'm walking to see my friend. She's working in the cafe here. Gribovo Beach is one of Nafpaktos' main spots. Golden sand near the water, pebbles further up, and big shady plane trees where locals sip coffee in the afternoon. It's one of the town's 2 organized beaches, super clean with showers and lifeguards in the summer. For lunch, we sat at Zografos, right by the water, under the shade of the plane trees. The vibe is super laid back, and the food feels like a hug from mom. Homemade pies, fresh salads, and moussaka that tasted just right. In the evening, we strolled over to the little swan pond, which was just steps from our hotel. Here you'll find tiny wooden houses built for the swans, right by the water. In the evening, once the sun sets, you can watch the Antirrio bridge light up. Such a magical sight. That evening, there was also a book festival with stalls lining the wooden deck along the promenade. Good morning guys, I'm standing at the top of the castle of Nafpaktos. So we're doing the cultural routes today and taking you around all the historical places. So let's go. Can you see the bridge behind me? That's the one that we keep on crossing. You really can't visit Nafpaktos without heading up to its castle, one of the best preserved in all of Greece. Perched dramatically on the hillside, it stretches across 5 tiers, cascading down towards the harbor. Each level has its own role, from the citadel at the very top to storehouses and cisterns further down, and finally the streets of the living town at the base. This castle is actually one of the best preserved castles in Greece, and I think you can see that for yourselves. Walking here feels like stepping into layers of history. The name Nafpaktos itself means the place where ships are built, and its harbor has been important since ancient times. The site was fortified as early as the 5th century BCE, later strengthened during the Byzantine era, and then expanded by the Venetian and Ottomans. No wonder it played such a key role throughout the centuries. The view from here is amazing. And the doors, they were like, the way they were designed, they're secret, so that you could not see them from the sea. And during like attacks and invasions, it was hard for people to get into here. At the castle's upper tier, you'll find the Church of Prophetis Elias, a reminder of the Byzantine presence here. Standing near it, you can take in panoramic views that once gave defenders a strategic advantage. I've been to Nafpaktos Castle in the past, however since last year there has been a new addition, the Castle Museum. Starting from the visitor center, you can trace the different restoration periods of the castle before heading into the museum. It's filled with fascinating finds from the daily life, ceramics, tools, icons, and household objects, many uncovered accidentally when locals were building their homes. It's a beautiful reminder that the ground of Nafpaktos is literally layered with history. One of the most intriguing discoveries is a fragment of the 17th century plate decorated with a harlequin, a figure from Venetian pottery produced in Montelupo, Tuscany. This playful design, so different from the usual religious or mythological themes, was hugely popular at the time. Finding it here in Nafpaktos is a striking reminder of the town's Venetian connections and its role in Mediterranean trade. It's amazing how a tiny shard can carry such a big story. From the castle we began our walk down the cobblestone paths into the lower tiers of the town. In the late 1600s, the Ottoman traveler Evliya Çelebi visited Nafpaktos and described it as one of the most important urban centers of central Greece. He wrote of 3,000 homes, many with 2 stories, balconies, colorful wooden details, and view facing south towards the sea and Peloponnese mountains. And everywhere you turned, there was water. Nafpaktos was famous for its fountains. There were 45 public fountains and over 245 springs supplied both the townhouses and the neighborhoods. Even today, as you walk around, you'll find these old Ottoman fountains tucked into corners and intersections. Built in the 16th century onwards, they were considered acts of charity, gifts to the community. They were not just practical, they were beautifully made with shallow ogive arches, marble plaques recording their founders, and stone benches where neighbors once gathered. These fountains were built to last forever, and many still flow with sweet cold mountain water. Today you'll find about a dozen of them scattered around the city.
So we're walking these little streets now that lead from the castle into the city and to the port area, and the houses here have been restored. There's also traces of Ottoman baths.
Further down, we pass the Zavelas mansion, a late Ottoman-era stone residence later given to the Silioti Zavelas family after the War of Independence. It's a reminder of the people who shaped modern Nafpaktos, but today the building houses the ephorate of antiquities. From the Zavelas mansion, the path leads straight to the Clocktower, built in 1914. Standing here, you get some of the best views in Nafpaktos. The harbor cradled by its Venetian walls, the gulf opening wide, and the Rio Antirrio bridge in the distance. As we continued, we reached the Iron Gate, the Sideroporta, the only passage from the lower town in the castle. Cleverly angled, flanked by towers, and fitted with a solid wooden door covered in iron plates, it was designed to be nearly invisible from below. Above it is a machicolation decorated with horns of plenty and flowers, though in the past the gaps were used to pour boiling water or stones on the attackers. Finally, we descended into the lively heart of Nafpaktos. Narrow alleys lined with shops and cafes welcomed us back to the present day. By then it was time for lunch, so we stopped at Raki, a cozy spot with outdoor seating along a quiet side street. The name actually is 2 words, mana, which is mother, and raki, raki is a drink. So basically, mana raki, mother, bring some raki. Cheers! Yamas! The vibe was relaxed and local, the kind of place where you feel instantly at home. We ordered cheese bread, fresh salads, and a hearty meat platter to share. Simple, generous, and absolutely delicious after exploring so much history. The Venetian harbor of Nafpaktos is small but striking, enclosed by castle walls that once protected the town from the naval attacks. In the bastion overlooking the harbor stands the statue of Miguel de Cervantes, the famous author of Don Quixote. He fought here in the Battle of Lepanto in 1571, where he was badly wounded but survived. That clash between the Holy League and the Ottomans was one of the most important naval battles in history, and Cervantes later called it the most noble and memorable event that past centuries have ever seen. Just a short walk from the harbor is the Botsaris Tower, one of the most historic landmarks of Nafpaktos. The Botsaris family was preeminent among the Suliotes, and after the War of Independence, they claimed some of the most important properties in the town. This tower was originally part of a fortified complex built in the 15th or 16th century for the Ottoman governor of Nafpaktos. Notice Botsaris later purchased it for 3,600 drachmas, considered a bargain at the time, especially since the property came with its own independent water supply. The tower has undergone heavy restoration, but its commanding presence is still very clear. Today it houses a museum dedicated to the Battle of Lepanto in 1571, a decisive naval crush between the Holy League and the Ottoman Empire that changed the course of the Mediterranean history. Inside you'll find historical reproductions, artifacts, and information panels that bring this dramatic chapter to life. The walled garden outside is just as impressive, filled with citrus trees and architectural fragments saved from neoclassical buildings in Athens. It feels like a peaceful retreat. Walking here, you get the sense of both the grandeur of the past and the resilience of the families who shaped modern Nafpaktos. Our next stop was the Fetihe Tzami, or Victory Mosque, built by Sultan Bayezid II after his victory over the Venetians in 1499. It marked the beginning of more than 3 centuries of Ottoman rule in Nafpaktos. Like many towns of that era, Nafpaktos still has reminders of this period, from old hammams to a network of fountains scattered through the city. Today, the mosque no longer serves as a place of worship, but as a cultural space. During our visit, we had the chance to see an exhibition of works by Christos Bokoros, one of Greece's most acclaimed contemporary artists. His paintings, known for their contemplative use of light and shadow, felt especially powerful in this historic setting. Seeing modern Greek art displayed within Ottoman walls created a beautiful dialogue between past and present, history layered with creativity. We ended the day with dinner at Centro Porto, right by the harbor. The menu was creative. We shared pinza with prosciutto, green carpaccio, Greek salad, chicken salad, baby potatoes with cream cheese and cacio e pepe sauce, and for main, spaghetti aglio e olio with shrimp tartare, which was delicious, and a rich beef ragu risotto. The perfect way to end a day exploring Nafpaktos.
Morning guys, we're starting our second day with a visit to a winery, Ploumis Winery. So we're going to try some local wines. Let's go.
Before leaving Nafpaktos, we stopped by Ploumis Winery, a small but passionate family business founded in 1996. Although the region no longer has its own vineyards, the family works closely with growers across Greece, from Peloponnese to northern Greece, to produce wines that reflect both the tradition and innovation. Their Malagousia is a highlight, aromatic and crisp, honoring a grape variety once cultivated in Nafpaktos itself. They also craft expressive reds like Agioργitiko and Syrah, and even a balanced Chardonnay. Since 2019, they've expanded into brewing, creating local beers such as the Untitled Lepanto pills and a refreshing wheat beer.
Which one do you want? I have this one. It's the... Yeah, it's medium-high acidity.
It's nice.
It's refreshing. And I don't know, it's like, what time is it? Like 10 o'clock in the morning? It's 11. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere in this world, right?
Yes, it is.
And that wraps up our weekend in Nafpaktos. Next up, we're heading to Astakos, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it.